Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of Quran Weekly, where I share with you verses of the Holy Quran that I find inspiring and deeply profound. The verse that I'd like to share with you this week is from Surat at-Tahreem, verse 11, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا امْرَأَةَ فِرْعَوْنَ إِذْ قَالَتْ رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِنْدَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنْ فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and God sets forth an example for those who believe. The wife of Pharaoh, when she said, "My Lord, build for me a house near you in paradise, and deliver me from the actions of Pharaoh, and deliver me from the unjust people." In order for us to appreciate the profundity and the beauty of this supplication, it's important for us to shed some light on the background of the noble woman who uttered these words in her last moments. This was the final dua of Asiyah bint Muzahim, the wife of Pharaoh, the queen of Egypt. Historians say that Asiyah was barren. She was unable to have children. And therefore you find that the moment she saw the newborn Musa on the shores of the Nile, she immediately fell in love with him. She adopted him as her own son. As he grew older, not only did she love him as her own son, but she developed a deep reverence for him because she saw him as a man of God. She believed in the Lord of the worlds, and she believed in the prophethood of Musa. For years, Asiyah concealed her faith from her husband. But when the brutality of Pharaoh spiraled out of control, she could no longer remain silent. One day she told him that I believe in the Lord of the worlds, the creator of the heavens and the earth, and I believe that Moses is a messenger of God. Upon hearing this, Pharaoh became infuriated. He immediately demanded that she recant her statement. She refused, she denounced him, and Pharaoh dragged her out of the palace. He forced her to lay on the hot sands. Narrations say that he placed a massive boulder on her chest. He drove stakes into her hands and her feet. At that moment, when she was in her final moments, before her soul left her body, she didn't plead with Pharaoh to show her mercy. She turned her attention to the Lord of the worlds, and she recited the following dua. رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِنْدَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ. She said, "O my Lord, build for me a house in paradise near you." You see, my dear brothers and sisters, Asiyah was the queen of Egypt. She lived a life of luxury and ease. She had a palace. But when she turns to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this dua, she doesn't ask Allah to give her a palace in paradise. Rather, she says that I am satisfied with even a house in paradise, provided that house is near you, O my Lord. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enshrined the dua of Asiyah as a model supplication for all people to recite until the end of times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserved the memory of this noble woman who gave up the glamour of dunya for the sake of truth. She was martyred because she spoke truth to power. And in her life, the power was her own husband. She said, رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِنْدَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنْ فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Deliver me, rescue me from the actions of Pharaoh. In the eyes of Asiyah bint Muzahim, the palace of Pharaoh was a spiritual prison, and she yearned for nothing more than to return to her Lord. And that's why you find that the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he says in a famous hadith, أفضل نساء أهل الجنة خديجة بنت خويلد وفاطمة بنت محمد ومريم بنت عمران وآسيا بنت مزاحم. The Holy Prophet says, the most noble women, the best of women in paradise are four. Khadija, the daughter of Khuwaylid; Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad; Maryam, the daughter of Imran; and Asiyah, the daughter of Muzahim. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to enlighten us with the words of the Holy Quran. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for giving me a few minutes of your time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.